Are you thinking about getting a Hack Pack subscription, but want to know if it's worth the money? I'll be honest. As much as I love the Hack Packs, you may be surprised to hear that I don't think that it is the best option for everyone. So I'll walk you through what you can expect from Mark Rober's robots and why I think they are a great kit for most, but also mention the 4 main things to consider so you can make the most informed decision. The considerations come from both my personal experience hacking the robots over the last year, along with spending countless hours and messages helping others on the HackPack Discord. By the end of this video, you'll be able to decide if this is just a bunch of overpriced toys or a fantastic investment in their future. And if at any point you realize which kit is best for you, use the link in the description to jump to the Crunch Labs website. To start things off with a bang, here's some big news from Crunch Labs. They just reordered the robots and year 1 is now stacked. It's a huge improvement from the previous order. The first big change is killing off the Domino robot and pushing Laser Tag and Balance Bot to year 2. You'll have to stick around to find out what 3 year 2 bots are now part of year 1. For those who aren't familiar with the Crunch Labs subscription boxes, let's cover some basics of the 2 engineering subscription kits, the Hack Packs and Build Boxes. The Hack Pack is a robotic kit geared for ages 14 and older, while the Build Box is an engineering kit for ages 8 to 13. Both boxes come with all the components you need and a build video with Mark that also explains the engineering principle you are learning with that kit. One major difference is how often you get one. With the Build Box, you get a new box every month. With the Hack Pack, it's every 2 months. So in 1 year, you get 12 Build Boxes and only 6 Hack Packs. The first Hack Pack robot you get is the IR turret, where you use IR or infrared signals to control the servos for 360-degree attack coverage. Each robot has something new to offer, from cool sensors or engineering concepts. These can take you deep into the world of robotics that explore engineering skills like mechanical, electrical, and software engineering. Unlike the Build Box, code is a big part of the robots, and you will be engaging with it regularly to create your own hacks, which is the fundamental difference between the Hack Packs and Build Box. They are engineered to be hacked, whether just a simple code change or full-blown upgrade, using an AI interface or multiple sensor inputs.
No!
Yeah, you can really go crazy with them. In my opinion, the Hack Pack subscription is the best advanced STEM/beginner robotics kits out there. That being said, being a moderator on the Hack Pack Discord and interacting with a lot of younger Hack Pack subscribers, I've noticed some common struggles. So these are the 4 considerations to make when deciding if the Hack Pack is the best option for you and your budget. Speaking of money, the main downside is their cost. They aren't cheap, and I believe for many this will be a huge consideration in their decision to get a subscription. The Hack Pack costs $400 for the regular annual subscription for the 6 robots, compared to the Build Boxes at $330 for 12. While that is a pretty big jump financially, the value of the robots justifies itself. If the $400 upfront cost is too much, there are 2 other subscription options, but they do increase in price per box. But to determine if it is just a toy or an investment, we will look at the next 2 considerations. The second one is their age, or more specifically their experience. My favorite feature of the Hack Pack is that they are engineered specifically for the purpose of being hacked. I mean, it's in the name. They aren't meant to be just a toy, but a learning platform to explore engineering. In other words, Mark Rober and the Crunch Labs team want us to think like an engineer by engaging with the robots, learning coding and other engineering skills, using our critical thinking to solve problems and develop our resilience to overcome challenges. And that's why the suggested age is 14 and older. But what about younger than 14? I'll let this guy tell you whether someone younger than 14 can do these.
8-year-olds can do this too, but the box says 14-year-olds and plus can only do this. But I'm doing it and I'm
Well, you heard it. But of course, there are caveats. While someone younger would be able to build them with some help, because let's be honest, I know a few adults that still messed up the builds. I'm not naming any names, but once it's built, you can enjoy the one stock code it is programmed with, allowing you to shoot anyone around you, making it one exciting toy. But if you watch the introduction video, you'll hear about a few other codes you can use, and of course, you will want to try them out, and this is where it gets trickier, and where you get your first taste of software engineering. You'll need to connect a computer to the IR Turret microcontroller and upload the desired code from the CrunchLabs IDE. If that last sentence didn't make sense, you can begin to understand why someone younger with no previous experience in coding may have some difficulty. Let me jump into the code editor, or IDE, on the website and show you what you'll experience. This is the IR Turret landing page from the QR code on the box. Here you can watch the build video and have access to some cool features and where you can jump into the code editor. You'll be spending a lot of time here developing your hacks. Don't let it overwhelm you, but it may take a bit of getting used to. This is all the code to make the stock code for the IR Turret work. If you want a deep dive walkthrough, you can watch the video linked above. And that's it. Now you can hack the robots. That is, if you already know how to code, because one thing you may have noticed, and this may come as a surprise, the hack packs don't actually teach you how to code. So from here on out, what you get out of the hack packs entirely depends on what you put into them, which brings us to the third consideration, your personality/mentality. This is where you really see the separation between if it is just a toy or an investment, based on how much you are willing to engage, explore, and engineer. Because I'll let you in on a little secret. Engineering is difficult, as in ready to scream, throw the robot across the room, frustrating. Why isn't this working? I didn't move. We have to check the code. See what the serial monitor tells us from a distance standpoint on why it's firing. We'll be back. Even Mark Robot has some big fails on his channels, and that is part of the journey that makes the wins that much more exhilarating. After you work through the difficulty and end up with a project that works, it is so rewarding. I think we got our fix. That was a pain. That was frustrating. So here's a pro tip for free. Start on a simple project that increases your chances of success to get your first win under your belt. The other detail to know is if something breaks, CrunchLabs will replace it for free. They want you to explore and learn with the hack packs, and they understand that breaking things is often part of the learning process, particularly in engineering. Oh, there goes the head. And the best place to get help and be part of a community is the Hackpack Discord community, which I encourage everyone to join. Of course, there is this channel too, which if you haven't already, consider subscribing. The community aspect of Hackpack can significantly enhance your learning experience. You'll have the opportunity to collaborate and share hacks with everyone else and learn from their experiences to answer any questions or troubleshooting challenges. There is one catch. While the age for the hack pack isn't a hard rule, getting support from the Discord is. Discord Terms of Service requires you to be 13 years to have an account. Before I get to the last consideration, which ultimately determines whether it is worth the money, let's reveal the new robots now part of year one. After the IR turret, you now get the laser synthesizer to play music and see cool laser patterns created by the sound waves. Next is the Omnibot forklift, which is remote controlled. To finish off year one, you get the RoboLamp. Think Pixar, but not Pixar since it's a trademark name. Overall, I'd be stoked getting all of these robots in year one. It even makes the semi-annual subscription pretty enticing to get just the first 3 robots. In the end, the fourth consideration all depends on how you feel about the Hack Pack subscription. Likely, if you made it this far, you are buying this for someone else that may be a bit younger and you want insight on whether it's worth it. I can't answer that directly for you, but if your inclination is more towards a toy than an investment, it might be a good idea to get the build box for a year or two and upgrade to the Hack Pack when they are more prepared for the adventure they could have. For those ready for the next step, let me be the first to welcome you to the Hack Pack community. This video will get you started with the Hack Packs. Enjoy.